And let's just close our eyes and welcome Mudit and settle into our meditation posture. And your feet flat on the floor if they're down. Other than that, if they're in a cross-legged position, perhaps have a couple of cushions under each knee if you're kind of tight in the hips. Make sure you're sitting on a firm surface. Perhaps something under your sit bones or your coccyx just to kind of raise you up a little bit. It kind of helps to straighten the spine. And make sure your sacrum is upright. You can imagine your pelvic bowl has some liquid in it that you don't want to spill. So you just want to keep it nice and straight. And the shoulders are aligned over the hips, the ears over the shoulders. Hands are in the meditation mudra. And imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light, stretching from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head, just lengthening. And whatever stresses you've been through today, if there's something coming tomorrow, just let it all go. Just take a nice deep breath in and just breathe out. And as you breathe out, just imagine your spine is lengthening. Your crown of your head is reaching up towards the ceiling. And imagine your head is slightly tipped forward. Welcome, Christina. Eyes are down, looking along the length of the nose. If they are open, tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Relax the jaw. Let's bring our attention to the crown of the head and relax the scalp, the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth. And then take our attention to the back of the head, the scalp there. Relax the scalp. Welcome, Victor. And the ears and the inner ear. And the jaw again. Just notice the face relaxing. And relax the back of the neck and the shoulders, the upper thoracic area in between your shoulder blades. And if you are able to release any areas in your back, and then if you are leaning up against any kind of surface, just try and hold yourself upright. And relax the throat and the chest and the belly, arms, hands, fingers, and the legs, and the feet and the toes. And let's just bring the mind to the breath. Notice the sensation of the cool air flowing in through the nostrils, slightly warmer air as you're breathing out. If there's any sounds in your environment, allow those sounds to be there. Try not to have the mind run off and investigate. And then notice the thoughts as they arise, abide and fall. Try not to engage with them or judge them. Just allow them to be there, just flowing, not hooking you in. And as we bring the mind back to the breath, just bring to mind again the people of your life. And I'm wondering, we do this every night, so I'm wondering if any of these people have changed places, the friend, the enemy, and the stranger, in the time that we've been doing this. Maybe a stranger became a friend. Perhaps someone you didn't like very much became a friend. Maybe a friend became a stranger, or you fell out with them. So now you label them enemy. bring to mind these people of your life, by extension all the sentient beings, and think we'll do this meditation tonight for their sake, for our sake, as we move on along our path to enlightenment. So we're doing this practice in the context of the 4 opponent powers. And the first of these is the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything that you have done on this day to harm any living being. And maybe this week, this month, this year. And bring that being, is whether it's a person or an animal or an insect, to your mind and just feel a sense of regret for the harm that you caused them. And the reason we're regretting is based on the logic of karma. Having harmed others, we're going to necessarily experience some kind of suffering in the future, and given we know what that's all about, we don't want to experience it any more than we need to, or that we have already on our plate to deal with. So the idea is that logically we would remove these seeds before they ripen into any kind of future suffering result for us. And think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering, and also regret the anger and the attachment. These are the delusions, the grasping and the neediness, bitterness and the grudges, the depression, anxiety. So just regret all of this, that are the cause of why we harm others. I mean, obviously the one is kind of jealousy and competitiveness. Causes us to harm others. Desire causes us to harm others. Anger causes us to harm others. And they're just all delusions. So we regret all these delusions that we have, thinking, I'm sick of this suffering, so what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. And the first of this little section, there's refuge and compassion. So the first of this is refuge under this heading. So who do we turn to? We turn to the Buddha, Vajrasattva, who's the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And we're not asking Guru Vajrasattva to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his methods. So just imagine this Guru Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. And you can imagine also this is the mind of your guru, your lama, your teacher, your trusted mentor, someone who inspires your mind to the Dhamma, manifesting in this aspect for your benefit. And he is made of this radiant, blissful white light, sitting in a cross-legged position on a lotus, on a white lotus and a moon disk. He has this radiant, beautiful face and these lotus-like eyes, and they're very peaceful and full of love and compassion for you. And he has this sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot, and he's wearing a 5-pointed crown encrusted with jewels. He's also wearing the silken robes in the Royal Indian style, and he's wearing, you can imagine, necklaces made of precious jewels, sparkling and gold, and armlets and bracelets, anklets, and perhaps there's something around his waist. Anyway, it's all sparkling and light, floating there above your head. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. Their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I am enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So this little section on compassion, we need to develop we need other beings in order to develop compassion. We need to rely upon them in order to develop compassion within us. You can imagine if you've got nothing to work with, it's going to be hard to bring it to mind. So think about the people that, to start with, the people that you've harmed, and try and develop some form of compassion for them. Compassion is kind of, may you not suffer. I wish for a person to not suffer. And then for the people that have harmed you. So we want to develop compassion, particularly for them, even though we probably think they deserve whatever they get. But we try to develop compassion for them because they are going to experience suffering in the future because of the harm that they've caused us. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these sentient beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So here we come to the power of the remedy, which is the actual medicine. This is the doing of the practice, the mantra. So first of all, we imagine, as we purify our body, Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sending powerful white nectar, quite forcefully. You can imagine maybe a strong shower head or a hose, Niagara Falls, like a waterfall, just pouring out of Guru Vajrasattva's heart, enters, kind of arcs around and enters you through the crown of your head and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you and forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid, and it pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sudam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sudam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sudam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sudam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sudam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sudam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sudam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's nothing that you could possibly do other than be of benefit now to others with your body. So the next is the purification of the speech. And imagine this time Guru Vajrasattva from the crown of your head. He's above the crown of your head. Happily, very happily, sending powerful nectar from his heart chakra. And once again, it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body. Except this time, forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, which overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So imagine all the gossip, the harsh speech, the useless speech, and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs and getting other people to agree with you. And all this kind of blah, blah, blah we do all day long. We waste our energy. All this is purified by the powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine that it's not possible that you could do anything now but be of benefit to others with your speech. So the next is a purification of the mind. So this time, imagine Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light this time. Imagine laser light, very, very bright light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown chakra and fills your entire being. And this is the same as when you walk in a room, you switch on a light and that light instantly dispels the darkness of the room. So in the same way, as soon as the light hits your heart chakra, the light from Guru Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart, the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all the attachment and neediness, the anger and the depression, anxiety, the grasping, wanting, bitterness, grudges, this wish to harm, wish to get back at people, all instantly dispelled, not one atom left as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dura meboa, sutokaya meboa, supokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mempiyata sawa kama sitame, sudam shriyam kuruhum, ha 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 ho, bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa, mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mepe yatsa sawa kama sutame sudam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sidam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda meboa sutokaya meboa supakaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sidam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sidam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. So be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally gone, completely purified. And imagine now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and wisdom and compassion and bliss. So next is the purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech and mind. So we can either imagine the previous 3 visualizations of the body, speech and mind simultaneously or one after the other. It's a bit busy. Or you can imagine just light and nectar pouring from Guru Vajrasattva's heart into your heart. And you can imagine the moment it hits your heart and fills your body, fills you completely, it eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda meboa sutokaya meboa supakaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda meboa sutokaya meboa supakaya meboa Anarakta me bawa sawa sidi me be yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajra me mutsa vajra bawa maha samaya sattva a hum pe hum Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda me bawa sutokaya me bawa supakaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa sidi me be yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajra mame mutsa vajra bawa maha samaya sattva a hum pe. So now feel completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been removed. So next is the power of resolve. And this is a really important part of this purification process. This is a decision. We just decide we don't want to harm again. And although that's probably going to be difficult initially, we've got these habits because we're human and we have delusions and we just, habits over eons, years. So we just very humbly choose one thing that we'd like to work on tonight. And hold it in your heart. And make a wish to not harm, to refrain from doing things that harm others. And choose something and practice. As the Tibetans say, nothing gets more difficult with practice. So we just familiarize our mind with virtue and with refraining from doing this harmful thing that we do, whether it's talking to ourselves in a negative way, this negative self-talk, whether it's gossiping, whether it's biting our nails, accidentally taking pens off counters, remembering that the definition of stealing is taking the ungiven. So whatever it is we do, and sometimes we do these things without even thinking. We're just kind of busy in our minds thinking of the next thing, so we have these habits. So we just make a wish to refrain. And this determination, kind of just working on this bit by bit, slowly, humbly, it just gives us strength. We build up kind of moral muscle. And it gives us courage to want to change and to know that we can, it's possible. We have the power to change our minds. It's kind of liberating. So rejoice. And Guru Vajrasattva, of course, is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind. He melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown, and think my Guru's body, speech and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind are the same thing. And Lama Yeshe used to call this union oneness. And next, as Lama Zopa Rinpoche recommends, meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level all of us understand emptiness, just try and place your mind there for a moment. So you could think of all phenomena as being empty, not existing from their own side. And I always find this one a little bit as kind of helpful, is that perhaps things don't exist the way they appear to us. I always love to question that, because it cuts through my own concrete view of things, of the world. Kind of gets rid of my opinions. So let's just dedicate all the merit, the positive energy you've created by doing this purification to all living beings, thinking may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's go to, yes, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world. To the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Lama Rinpoche, you who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers honouring the three jewels, savour of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. And Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us in intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. And for Geshe Sherab, beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequaled guide. Please live a long and stable life. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for your focused presence. I really, really appreciate it. Lots of love.
Thank you, Venerable.
Thank you so much, Venerable.
Thank you. And I'll see you all tomorrow night, maybe.